While searching for my favorite printf multitasking map in the arcade, I came across printf's Probe Parkour Gauntlet. And as I'm always up for a challenge, I decided to try it out. And boy, what a mistake that was. As in order to win this challenge, you need to have a keen understanding of game mechanics, bugging your probe through walls, keeping links contained in their pylon prisons, and making sure you keep enough minerals to pass every single obstacle on this relatively short-looking course. But as you know, just because something is short doesn't mean it ain't hard. And boy, this course is seriously hard. The moment you load into the map, you immediately need to start moving to go through the first obstacle, which is a probe which starts chasing you the moment you arrive. In order to dodge it, you can mineral walk through it and then try and bug through the wall and the forge with a pylon. I succeeded pretty much at my first try. Then my goal was to try and keep these links inside. I realized I was probably too slow at the start, and that was the start of my attempt of finishing this map. After trying multiple variations to try and keep the links inside of their pylon prison, I decided that a single pylon, the moment the old pylon gets destroyed, is the optimal solution to this problem. I was starting to feel pretty good about myself, as I'd only been playing this map for about 2 minutes and had already passed the first 3 obstacles. Luckily, the next portion of the map was there to humble me, as it consisted of 4 probes between 2 gateways and a pylon, and then 3 more probes a little bit further down between 2 more gateways and 6 more pylons. The first try didn't go so well. But then I formulated the plan of blocking myself in with a pylon so I could recharge shields in the rest area behind the minerals. I only needed a couple of tries to get my first pylon truly down, and the first half of the obstacle was conquered. The second half of the obstacle meant that I had to once again mineral walk through a bunch of probes, then be followed by a ling, and then, well, smash my desk apparently, because I had no clue quite yet what to do here. I did realize that I had to block this probe line as well as the ling off with something, otherwise it quickly resorted into a rather lengthy probe chase, which didn't really get me anywhere, but I didn't know where to position my pylons or how to get them in time, until after about 10 minutes or so, I finally managed to figure out the proper pylon positions, and more importantly, also actually managed to get those pylons down. These 2 pylons I could get up very consistently and cancel later on without these probes and links chasing me, giving me a lot of freedom and a lot of time to maneuver through the cannons, which were up next. The first part of the cannon stage is actually not that hard. You just have to be careful not to get hit by either of the cannons on the side. You have to go through, I believe it's 7 cannons in total. And once you manage to do that, you come to the difficult part of this stage. Now, this part of the stage is only difficult if you think you're on a bit of a clock. At this point in my run, I have no clue whether I'm on a clock. I believe I am, but I'm not playing it very fast or speedy at all. So I just build a pylon to try and distract the cannon, and then I try to time my probe movement in a way that I don't actually end up getting shot. Now, of course, I do end up getting shot. I managed to get past the cannon, but even without building a distraction pylon, I would have managed to do that. And then I walk into the next obstacle, which I have absolutely no clue how to deal with. And I decide, you know what, I'm dead. And rather than instantly trying again, I decide to study the problem a bit. Now, the moment your probe spawns at the beginning of your run, these 2 probes start taking out the pylon in front of them. If these pylons eventually die, the probes will idle and not do anything. Now, once you pass the final cannon in the cannon stage, 2 other probes, here in the top right, will start chasing you instantly, and a pylon spawns in the middle location. You have to cancel this middle pylon in order to bug your own probe over the wall. However, the moment you cancel the middle pylon, the 2 probes from the side, which were idling before, will move to the middle and block the pylon you need in order to bug over. I spent the next 45 minutes trying different approaches, some being very poor and others getting relatively close, until in the very end I finally managed to actually jump over. I built the 2 pylons on the sides, waited a little bit, and with plenty of time, bugged over the 3 pylon wall without any serious issue. The next obstacle was this drone, which was patrol moving to block 2 out of the 3 pylon positions. A relatively easy obstacle, as I just had to get the pylon in the middle down, and then get the pylon on the far right side down when the drone was out of position. I was confused by this particular one, as it was much easier than anything I had done before. It also meant I was in the home stretch, and not knowing what to come, I decided to explore a little bit. I tried to get the cannon from the low ground to attack the marine, but for some reason the marine always moved back. I tried getting some high ground vision with a pylon, and that ended my run. So let's have a closer look here at this particular obstacle. The moment you move your probe up the ramp, the marine walks away outside of cannon range. No matter how hard I tried, I could never get the cannon to hit the marine, which meant I had to try something else, except I didn't really know what to try. I attempted going through the minerals by mining them out while the marine is shooting at me, but that didn't work. I considered bugging myself over the mineral patch, but that seemed impossible. Locking in the marine with a pylon, but that also seemed impossible. And quite frankly, I was just stuck. I just couldn't figure out a way to get this marine in cannon range or lock it in somewhere and then mine out the minerals. I also didn't know what came behind it, so I didn't know how many minerals I could actually use for this errand. The real issue, however, was that I couldn't even get there consistently. It took me so long to even get an attempt in that I was starting to grow pretty hopeless. And after about 2 hours and 20 minutes, I decided to call it quits, at least temporarily, until I would have some time to think by myself without trying. So I decided to put StarCraft aside and spend some time reading my legally acquired Lord of the Rings Illustrated Edition, Return of the King. And as I was reading about Samwise and Frodo climbing Mount Doom, all of a sudden I realized what I had to do to deal with the Marine. And boy, was it simple. However, before we got to the Marine and execute this one simple trick that scientists hate, we had to first get to the Marine. And that was the less simple part. It took me 29 minutes of continuous attempts to finally get the run that we're about to witness. So I bugged through the first forge without any issue. The 2 links, I'm gonna put them back in prison because I know how to do the early parts. I don't really make a lot of mistakes at this point anymore in these first few stages. Probes, boom, cheeky little lock in here. Wait until my shields regenerate. Make sure that the probes can't attack me. Sometimes they can get a shot in and that can completely ruin it. I had completely streamlined this initial part. Cancel the pylon and then right click right there on the mineral patch. Ling hits you once, that's okay, I can deal with it. Decided to take the left side here. Not the greatest run as I took 2 hits. Means that I need to always be careful of the cannon not hitting me. Cancel these 2 pylons to get my money back. We 2 times speed through this area because boy do I never make a mistake here anymore. Cannons, they can't reach me. Look at that, boom, like an ice skater he goes. Absolute beast. Throw down a pylon here to speed up this part. 1, 2, boom, probe dodges. 1, 2, boom, probe dodges. We get the 2 probes that chase me. The 2 pylons on the side are still up, which means I can actually save 50 minerals. I go in, woohoo! I bug through. I fist pump, that is a mandatory part here of the build order. And then all I need to do is bug through this easy thing, which really shouldn't be much of an issue. There's a bit of a timer on you because the Marine already starts attacking the cannon. And for my plan, it was very simple. I just needed enough money to get a cannon down because you're still capable of building cannons. I am not sure if this is the intended solution or if there even is an intended solution, but this is the solution that I went for. So I forced the Marine to piss off a little bit and then I just stand here and bask in my glory waiting for the next obstacle that I'm about to meet after the Marine. After I get the 5 minerals from the gold mineral patches, or the 7 minerals from there. My cannon is about to finish up, and my plan freaking works. As the Marine walks down, and I bask in my own glory. Not knowing yet what's to come, but I feel like a freaking genius. Yes, it took me a long time. I go through, ready for my victory lap. As there's actually nothing here anymore. And I check around. There's nothing here either. I'm waiting for the victory screen to pop off. but there's no victory screen. And here I started to doubt myself a little. Did I actually finish it? Do I need to click on these blue mineral patches? What is here? I didn't quite know what to do, but to me it felt obvious that I had ended the track, so I decided to ask the author of the track, printf. And with that message, filled with wisdom, we will end our run of printf's Pro Parkour. You can try it yourself in the arcade, but knowing the answers, it isn't half as much fun. Big shout out to printf for making it, big shout out to me for finishing it.